Coach, if you want to have a consistent 100K a month profit or higher, I'm going to show you exactly how the most reliable system works to scale your coaching right now. And no, I don't sell courses, masterminds, or coaching. I'm behind the scenes of some of the most successful coaching businesses in the industry. So I'm just pulling back the curtain and showing you everything that's working. After selling my own multi-7-figure coaching company, I spent over 220 hours consulting 6, 7, and 8-figure coaches, paying me up to $25,000 a month to refine this exact system. Now, here's what I want to walk you through, because this is the step-by-step reliable process we're using to sign on 20 plus high-ticket clients every single week. And in fact, my own internal sales team is using this exact system to close over $1 million a month in coaching. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There is some setup involved, but don't worry, it's easier than the funnel hell you're probably in right now. And it does take a bit of strategy, which is what makes it work. But once it's up and running, it's scalable, it's predictable, and it's a hell of a lot less stressful. Because for this to actually work, you need to understand that there's 3 critical truths about scaling your coaching business without burning yourself out. Because most of the tactics and methods that coaches are really using today, they're outdated and they're probably actively holding you back, because paid ads are more expensive than ever. And the show up and close up rates, they're getting lower and lower for most coaches. And standing out in the crowded space that is the coaching industry right now probably feels impossible when every other coach is saying and doing the same thing as you. And all those plug and play tactics, the webinars, the challenges, VSLs, book funnels, they've all been done to death, and they're costly, they're complex, they're time consuming, and the truth is everyone else has seen them before. They no longer cut through the noise, and worst of all, they don't guarantee a thing. Because it's also why your person, probably running your ads right now, has bags under their eyes and is drinking way too much coffee. But also why the $10 VA is never going to get the job done. Because why the top level coaches who feel frustrated and defeated, they've all tried it before and they know that they've wasted money, time, and plenty of mental energy, and they're just spinning their wheels. They're desperate for a solution, and they're desperate to do it without the guesswork and without the grind. Because then there's the team building trap. Many coaches think that if they just hire the right people, they'll be able to finally get traction. But the reality is you're probably looking at monthly staggering costs. Paying a media manager $5,000 a month, a marketing coordinator $8,000 a month, a copywriter probably $5,500 a month, a business mastermind can easily be $4,500 a month, a chief marketing officer, a CMO, you're easily paying $10,000 a month. Then there's a tech VA for $3,000 a month, a video editor for $4,000 a month, a director of sales for $12,000 a month, a lead setter for $6,500 a month, and even a closer to then close those deals for $8,500 a month. That's a jaw-dropping $68,000 every single month, almost $1 million a year, just for the privilege of managing a chaotic, underperforming crew that still isn't actually moving the revenue needle. Now, that's why we've worked so hard to be able to actually have a data-backed best process in a way to just simply bring in a steady stream of high quality leads that can turn into high value clients. And this is the way that it breaks down, because the system we install with our partners, it isn't magic, it's just a method. And it's built on 15 critical steps that work like clockwork once they set up. And there's no guesswork with it, which is what I want to walk you through right now. Because by the time we're done in this video, you're not only just going to understand the full scope of this machine, you'll see exactly why it's so reliable in actually being able to deliver 100K profit months. So my belief is that I don't build businesses. I build the people that build the businesses. People are critical for this to be able to happen, which is why the first step is what we call the dream team builder. Because when you have this working, you have a small, skilled team that handles every moving part of your business seamlessly, giving you the freedom and the control that you ultimately want to feel. Because when you don't have this set up properly, you usually just overwork, you're juggling a bunch of tasks that probably drain you, and you're stuck managing people that don't even deliver. This is why the critical part of getting this set up is we need 3, and I'll take you through every single one of these 15 stages. There's typically 3 key processes because we have all of these built out as SOPs. And this is number one. You've got to define the roles and the KPIs to ensure clarity and accountability for every single team member. You need to be able to actually then recruit the A players, being able to follow the proven system to actually be able to get the right people to actually come and want to work for you in the first place, because then you need to be able to create feedback loops. You need to create the cadence within your organization, regular reviews to maintain high performance, make sure that they're actually happy, make sure that they're actually doing their job, and to make sure they're actually growing your business for you. And that is why so many coaches simply just don't have the business that they want. They just don't have this process in place, because you need to have the right people. And oftentimes it's actually the coach that shouldn't be doing all of those processes as well, because that isn't your zone of genius, and that's perfectly fine. Secondly, we need to be able to create what we call the profit engine blueprint, because when your offer stands out and consistently attracts in those high ticket clients who are eager to buy, that you love to be able to work with, you naturally feel so much better about your business. Because if you don't have this set up, your offers usually just blend in with the rest of the competition. The results are really, your conversions plummet, you're wasting just tons of marketing effort and cash, and you typically are signing on clients that you actually don't enjoy working with and not the right fit, and you're not getting the best results with them as well. That's why one of probably the second or third step that we do with everyone that signs on is we need to craft irresistible offers, what we call money printing offers, which is tailored templates to make sure that we hit the sweet spot so you are actually attracting in the right people, and then obviously we're easily selling them. And to do that, we need to be able to analyze the market gaps, so identifying the opportunities on what is it that you can do and how you stand out to dominate in your niche. Because when we're able to build revenue projections, so this isn't just like some hope and pray system, we actually know what is going to have some predictable and sustainable growth, so that we can see, are we hitting the numbers month to month, week to week, day to day? Then that is usually one of the key factors. This is what I say, what we usually do with our partners is we're actually just helping them sleep like a brick. Because when you have this process set up where leads are coming through, they're signing on, they're getting delivered, they're getting great results, that is when you actually have a business that you can put your head on the pillow at the end of each night and sleep really well, because the business is doing what it's supposed to do. It's working and it's bringing in the profits for you. Okay, so the third stage is the precise market advantage research. Now, it's a bit of a tongue twist here and there, but this is really where we need to make sure that when it's working, your ads reach the exact right people who are ready to actually invest, that actually have the money, that actually have the problems that you are specific to be able to solve, and we're minimizing waste along the way. Because what most coaches are saying when they first come to us is that their ads are going to the wrong audience. They have nearly next to no engagement with their ads and even their organic content, and they have a really poor ROI. So this is why when we really break it down, we go, all right, number one, are you able to develop your client avatar? You know, you can pinpoint your ideal customers. And then you go, okay, what is our competitors' audit? Being able to look at what is everyone else saying in the marketplace. Because think about it right now. Your ideal prospects, they're flicking through social media, they're opening emails, they're watching videos, listening to podcasts, and they're getting bombarded by all of this information. So why are they going to think of you? Why are they going to be attracted to you? Because when we are able to focus on market segments and focus on focus on responsive micro audiences, that's when we can start to get traction quickly and then expand your business out. Because when we think about that, it goes on to the next stage, which is the content engine map. Because when your content builds trust, it nurtures leads and it promises the prospects on what needs to happen almost on autopilot. You get to avoid the problems that are really inconsistent content that's only confusing prospects and is causing them to disengage, which typically what I call is like falling into the friend zone. Because you might be getting people to follow you, they might like your stuff, they might even comment on your stuff, but are they buying your stuff most importantly? We're not producing content here just for shits and giggles. We're doing it so that we can actually deliver value to the world and at the same time build your business. So we need to plan your content calendars to maintain a steady flow of engaging posts. We need to make sure that we focus on value-driven topics, addressing what your audience actually cares about. And we need to repurpose your content so you're not in front of the camera or writing your content for hours and hours every week. This should only take 60 to 90 minutes every 2 to 4 weeks for you to be able to do. Because when you do that, that's when we step in and go, right, how do we create your money printing copy, which is really your messaging that resonates with driving high engagement and clicks, and most importantly, conversions. How are we then going to make sure that you avoid the common pitfalls of weak copy that is really just failing to connect, leaving your prospects completely unmotivated to act at best, and just swiping past your stuff most typically? And when you really are able to do this, and why I see a lot of coaches struggle with this, why I have to go and recruit absolute A-grade talent, the best of the best in the industry, so they're a part of our team doing this for our partners, is because we need because we need proven copy templates. We need to be able to craft attention-grabbing hooks, headlines that actually captivate people instantly. Because if you're not captivating people instantly, they're scrolling straight past you. They're forgetting about you. And then once we are able to captivate them, we need to polish up the messaging, ensuring that we've got clarity, relevance, and being able to take them through the next steps to go from somebody that doesn't know you, to knowing you, to building a know, like, and trust factor with you, to then being able to get into your sales process, to then actually signing up with you in the first place. Now, this is where in ads, we need high converting creatives, because when your ads are able to grab attention, they're able to increase clicks, and they're actually able to drive engagement that converts into your sales process. Now, we see hundreds of coaching offers and coaches ads, and we pour through them, we review them, we audit them, and most typically what we're finding is coaches have bland, irrelevant visuals that lead to ad fatigue and wasted time. And this is just going to absolutely kill your ads. This is when people are saying, oh, Facebook ads aren't working, LinkedIn ads aren't working, YouTube ads aren't working, all of this stuff. And they just think that they can't do that. Completely incorrect. The system that they're following, the template they're following, the blueprint that they're following, that's the thing that's broken. This is why we need to develop visual style guides to ensure consistency and professionalism. This is why me and my team create the video script for each one of our partners, so that we can captivate audiences with compelling narratives, not some bland, boring ads that are crap. Creatives are supposed to be creative. And then most importantly, because none of us even know, I've shot tons of ads and I've got, oh, this ad's going to make millions. And you know what? It flops, it bombs, which is why we always need to test variations. We use A/B testing to find the highest performing creatives. And we need to create tons of creatives to be able to go through this, so that we can get to the winners as fast as possible, to scale your business as fast as possible. Now, none of this actually matters up until this point unless we have a conversion-ready funnel, which is what we need to build. Because when you have a conversion-ready funnel, your prospects are actually flowing smoothly through your funnel. They're converting into high-paying clients. And you don't have these leads dropping off, leaving you with just missed opportunities, wasted resources, and just burning tons of cash and burning tons of time at the same time. Because the idea of the actual high converting funnel is we first have to make sure that we're designing optimized pages. Now, it doesn't mean that they're pretty pages. It means it actually streamlines your lead capture process, because we need to be able to create some lead magnets that actually have some enticing offers to attract the right type of people. Because you might most probably have leads that are coming through, but they're tire kickers. They're people looking for some free stuff, looking for more information. We don't want to deal with that. We want to bring in the highest quality leads so that we can take them into some automated follow-ups that then the leads are going to stay engaged until they're ready to buy. Because once we've got that set up, then we can set up your first phase, your actual ad campaign, so that we can drive qualified traffic and leads immediately. Because any poor setup at this stage is going to absolutely drain your budget and give you minimal results. And this is why we are so anal when it comes to the actual process of you need to be able to have some setup checklists to avoid rookie mistakes that even top media buyers are making today. You need to be able to refine your targeting layers to reach your ideal audience with precision, because you could write the best ad in the world. It could have great copy, amazing creative. Put in front of the wrong person, it's absolutely pointless. And then, most importantly, and this is tons of coaches are just doing this wrong. They've got to ensure compliance to prevent account issues and ad rejections and making sure you're not saying things that you shouldn't be saying in the first place. Now, at this point, we can have leads coming through. They're going through the funnels. They're clicking from the ads. They're going through the process. But if you don't have this next part, which is actually being able to upgrade your sales engine, they're not going to sign on, which is why we need to ensure every lead is effectively nurtured and then converted into a paying client. Because typically, most coaches will come to us and say, hey, I need more leads. I think that's incorrect in the vast majority of the cases, and we have data to actually back that up. It's not about more leads, essentially. It's about actually having a process to get them signed up. It's actually being able to answer the question where broke coaches ask, how do I get more leads? The best in the industry, the coaches that actually got the profits and the money, they're the ones answering the question, how much can I pay for a client? And you can only really know that with a sales engine that's working. Because if you don't have this set up properly, your leads are falling through the cracks and you're just leaving tons of money on the table. Actually, you're not even leaving money on the table. It's just falling into the drain, to be perfectly honest. So the first part of this SOP is, do you actually have winning sales scripts to ensure confident, high converting calls that can be done from somebody half decent? You should not have to expect to bring on some closer that is going to expect absolutely huge commissions to be able to do this. Because when you have a sales engine, when you have the sales scripts that actually confidently convert, when you are able to address objections, where you're able to equip your team for you to be able to turn hesitation into commitment, and when you're able to actually be able to have a process for someone to follow that optimizes the pipeline management so that you can track every single lead all the way to closure, that is when you're going to be able to see signups, new clients, onboarding into your program every single week without you being able to stress about what's actually happening with these leads, because your sales engine is doing its job. Now, this is one factor that I'm going to bring up, which is about building your lightning lead response system. This is something that's just game changed. This is something leading up into 2025, and I do believe in beyond, because when you have this working, your leads are going to get contacted really goddamn quickly. It's going to keep their momentum high and you're going to maximize conversions. We've got tons of data backing this up. Being able to have really quick lead response times magically increases your conversions. Because if you have slow responses, you lose those leads to your competitors. Just straight up. So ensuring that you actually have a set instant notifications process, ensuring your leads are contacted properly with a team member that knows exactly what they're doing, so that they have follow-up templates using channels such as your emails, your SMS, and the call scripts for rapid outreach. And then most importantly, you need data to know what the hell is actually working. So we need to monitor the response times to track and improve your speed and efficiency, because we can see if you are able to actually contact your leads within 1 minute of them coming into your funnel, your conversions go through the roof. And you might think, oh my God, Chris, I'm supposed to get in contact with my lead with a real person, not some AI or bot or automated message. That's easy to send out. With a real person, able to have an actual conversation that best helps them. That's when your conversions start really skyrocketing. Because we need the real people doing the real tasks. But also, let's be perfectly honest, we also need to build converting automated workflows so that we can get the people only focusing on the tasks they need to be focusing on to maximize conversions. Because when we're able to have automated workflows, we're able to save time, reduce the manual tasks, just what I'll say, and ensure consistency as well. Because if you don't have those workflows set up properly, there's going to be manual errors and inefficiencies that are only going to slow down the process. So this is where, number one, have you mapped out your workflows? Have you got an actual visualized, optimized process for how this works, what is manually done and what is automated? Then we need to be able to integrate the actual automation tools. Now, I'm not the tech person at all. I have to hire and pay through my nose happily to be able to have gun tech people be able to seamlessly connect all of the systems together. And then most importantly, you need to eliminate the redundant tasks so that you can streamline things, keep them actually working. Because if you start to make things too technical, it's going to break. So simple is going to scale. And that's why we need to simplify the operations. Because once we have the automations done, then we need to make sure, do we have the data-driven tech stack so that we're able to have clear visibility into the performance so that you can actually make smart decisions. Most coaches are just kind of like, they might go into a business coaching program or get a course or read a book or listen to a podcast, and they're going to go running off with the fairies off to some shiny object. And if you're flying blind, you're literally unable to pinpoint what's working and what's not working. So this is why you've got to ask yourself, do you actually have your pixels and your tracking properly set up so you're able to actually capture every click, lead, and sale? Are you integrating the system? So you're connecting your CRMs to your analytics, to your ad platform so they're actually talking correctly together, but typically they're not. And then are you able to actually implement an attribution model so you can effectively measure the campaign's effectiveness of what is working? We've got organic content going out. We've got all these ads working. What is actually bringing in the clients so that we can get rid of the waste and just double down on the stuff that's working? That's what's really important. And so then what we need to be able to do is we need to have crystal clear dashboards. This is the thing that I've just been nerding out on so much recently. Having real-time reporting shows exactly what is working. Because if you're wasting time sifting through spreadsheets without any actual actionable insights, where you can actually point your finger to and go, that's the thing that's working. That's the thing that's not working. That's the thing that we have to be able to fix. You are literally running around like a headless chook. So you need to have custom KPI dashboards to be able to track the metrics that actually matter most. Not just all the metrics, just the ones that matter. You need to be able to then visualize the analytic tools so you can actually easily interpret it. I don't know about you, but for me, I can't just look at this spreadsheet with just hundreds of numbers on it and be able to know what's going on. I need something so I can actually be able to make sense of it so that I can really drill this down into what we call a monthly scoreboard so we can ensure consistent performance reviews. As we go from the monthly scoreboard into weekly ad optimization sprints so that when we're able to have campaigns stay fresh and they're effective and they're able to consistently drive ROI every single week, we're making sure that you don't have these performance plateaus or that your ROI really starts to drop and then just falls off a cliff and then it's too late to make the actual changes. So for us, what we want to do and what I do internally with our company and what we do with our partners, we do weekly audits, identifying what actually immediately needs improvement. We need to reallocate budgets because I don't want to waste money. I want every single dollar getting spent being able to actually drive performance. And then we need to be able to run CRO tests, continually boosting conversions. So we go from that monthly to the weekly, and then ensuring that everything is happening internally in the system, we do what we call weekly funnel growth loops so that we can actually have your funnel continuously being able to get better and to be able to be more efficient so that it drives revenue and profit. Because if your bottlenecks stall at all, you're going to leave a ton of potential on the table. It's going to be completely untapped. And if you have the ads working, but your funnel isn't working, we don't have these loops in place, you're going to not be able to have what we call the benchmark conversion rate. So how are we able to actually identify and fix the weak spots? How can we actually rotate offers so that we can keep your audience engaged and excited? Because if you keep driving the same message every single day, they're just going to have offer fatigue. And then what we need to be able to do is we need to be able to gather feedback so that we can actually have the insights needed from team, from data, and from the marketplace, and from even clients so that we can do this. Now, with all of these 15 stages, these 15 SOPs that internally we have built out, we ensure that are followed every single day meticulously to ensure that this system actually works. You're probably thinking, what are the actual real world results that happen for when you have a system like this set up? And that's what I want to walk you through, because you might be a little bit skeptical if this actually does work, and that's totally cool. So I want to give you those warm and fuzzy feelings feelings by showing you the result. One coach came to us stuck at $95,000 per month. And yes, that is impressive, but he felt like he was treading water. So we dove in, mapped out these exact 15 stages, and he was able, within a month, he skyrocketed to $413,000 a month. That's a jaw-dropping $318,000 increase in just 30 days. There was another coach that messaged us on Slack saying that he's collected more cash than ever before. And his business wasn't just growing, it was thriving in the way that he only dreamed of. Another coach was grappling with inconsistent sales, pulling in some modest numbers, but barely matched from the tons of effort he was putting in. And after implementing our system, he closed $52,000 in sales in just 1 week. And the grin on his face could just light up a stadium. Because then there was another coach in the first week with us, added an extra $100,000 in cash collection. Yes, in 1 week, $100K cash. And he boosted his monthly recurring revenue by $35,000 a month. We also worked with one coach that was struggling to fill his calendar. And after aligning with our strategies, he booked 60 calls in just 1 single week. And you could probably relate how show-up rates are the bane of a coach's existence. And what's the point of booking all those calls if no one attends? And so we helped one coach achieve a staggering 91% show-up rate. And then there's the other coach who pulled in $566,000 in sales in just 1 month without spending a dime on ad. And perhaps one of the coolest was a coach who cracked the $1 million profit per quarter. That's an extra $1 million landing in his personal bank account every 90 days. And he wasn't just making money, he was building true financial freedom. And another coach shot a YouTube video detailing how our system is propelling him towards $2 million a month and beyond. Now, you've seen how this system works. You've seen how the results are with coaches that actually have this built and optimized for them. And by now, you've probably realized that there's a massive opportunity here for your coaching business to be able to grow faster, more efficiently than you'd ever thought possible. But let's be real, information alone won't get you there. And this is where most courses, masterminds, and coaching programs fail. They throw ideas at you, but leave you struggling to execute. And execution is the game. And that's why we've solved this problem for you, because we don't just give you ideas, we give you the actual system and we do the heavy lifting for you. So instead of spending months trying to figure it out yourself, you get results almost immediately. And you've got to ask yourself, well, if you're smart, you will ask yourself, do you really have the time and money to try and piece all of this together on your own? Because if you want to go through the trials and tribulations self, seriously, I wish you the best and I'm absolutely rooting for you. Or would you rather let us build, install, and optimize this proven system for you so that you can actually focus on doing the work that you love? Because we're so confident in our process that we guarantee success. If you don't see an ROI, you don't pay. There's zero risk with starting. Because this is a true partnership. Our business is not scaling and getting tons and tons of clients. Ours is scaling our partners' businesses. Why we want to be able to build you a custom strategy and an offer that's actually tailored to your business. Why we want to launch campaigns and inject cash flow almost immediately. Why we're going to build high converting ads and all of your lead generation systems. Why we want to build out your funnel optimization, your email workflows, and your sales playbooks. And yes, if you want us to, we can even close the deals for you with our expert internal sales team. We build out all of the 15 stages that I've just taken you through. We do it all for you so you can focus on delivering your genius while we actually scale your business. And if you don't see ROI, you just don't pay. And this is why I truly believe that if you're a coach, consultant, service-based business, interested in learning more, then schedule a free one-on-one demo call. And there's a link somewhere around this video, because I'm not asking you to say yes or no now. I'm asking for you to be able to see how the system can work actually inside of your business so that you can get all of your questions answered, to make sure that this actually is a perfect fit for you, because this is not a good fit for a lot of coaches. And why there is no risk in booking a call is because worst case scenario, you get to see how the entire system works and to be able to see how we can pinpoint what's needed for you to be able to grow faster. best case scenario is we build, install, and optimize everything for you, have everything up and running, leads coming in, clients signing on, and you barely lifted a finger. And yes, I have purposely made this a no-brainer offer for a coach and the business owner who knows that they don't need to bleed and sweat and strain to grow anymore, because it's our business to grow your business. So when you click the button below, you're going to go to a page to be able to simply choose a time that best works for you. And once you book in a time, you're going to receive a Zoom link via email, and one of my team members will contact you to actually confirm your spot. And I'm also going to send you a private training where it's showing you how we're scaling 7 and 8 figure coaches, so you can see how everything works before you even get onto that call. Then you just need to get on that call so that we can cover everything for you, ensure that this actually is a perfect fit for you. So is it worth 10 to 15 minutes of your time? Hell yes, it is. And because we have the full 100% success guarantee, so there is no risk in you getting started. Now, I've got to be real right now, because I would probably think. Now, if you're still with me and you haven't chosen a time for a call yet, you're probably a little bit skeptical, and that's okay. There's typically 3 main questions our partners have had before they've happily signed up with us. The first one really is, how much is it going to cost me, Chris, to join? And if you are price conscious, that's perfectly fine. That's okay. We'll gladly give you all the details on the call with no strings attached. Because remember earlier when I was showing you how you can easily be spending $68,000 a month in team expenses, whereby you're simply just herding cats, getting on meetings, going through, putting out fires, constantly struggling, trying to figure out why the team isn't doing the job that they're supposed to. You do not need to do that. And I believe that 90% of coaches should not be going down that route. And that's why we've set this up, why we work off performance. And the investment starts at a measly $3,500, which is, if you can see, literally is a fraction of what all the options are actually going to cost you. Because our quick win strategy as well is built so most of our clients are able to get a positive ROI within the first 14 days of getting on board. Plus, we have that 100% success guarantee. So if you don't ROI, you don't pay, which is why there's no risk in getting started. But also, if you're thinking, well, how does this actually work? That's why when you book in your demo call, my team is going to send you that important training to watch. This is where you're going to be able to see behind the scenes how we're scaling 6, 7, and 8 figure coaches, what the exact system is, and why we only share this with you before you get onto the demo call. So when you get onto the call, we can actually hit the ground running and just talk about actually helping you. Because in a nutshell, it's going to show you what the customer strategy is actually needed, why the internal playbooks are built the way that they are, how the actual lead generation and sales process work, and what even the weekly reporting and even what the weekly and daily reporting looks like. And if you're asking, how do I actually know if this is going to work for me, which is a very good question, just know that we believe that the era of cookie cutter group coaching programs is over, because people like you are demanding something better. And there's typically 3 reasons why we know everyone that signs on happily actually does so. 1, because we actually have our success guarantee. So if you don't ROI, you don't pay. 2, we qualify everybody that actually comes in, because we can only work with a limited number of businesses. We're not here to have hundreds and hundreds of clients at all. We're not an agency. We're not a group coaching program. We are making sure that we have zero incentive for anyone to come on that isn't a great fit. And we turn away a large chunk of people that come to us each and every month because of this reason. And then there's also the proof that I'll show you again, because I want you to know that this is the stuff that actually works for the right coaches. Now, we don't share the names of any of our partners that we work with, because I want them to be able to have their competitive advantage. People love to funnel hack. So to ensure that everyone that actually works with us and are able to actually blow their competitors away, we ensure full privacy. Now, also, a few people have asked, why do you call yourself a marketing and sales firm? And what's different from you and other agencies? Which is actually a really smart question. And we call ourselves a marketing and sales firm because we're not just here to run ads and deliver the cookie cutter programs like an agency. We're here to actually take ownership of your growth. So unlike agencies that execute isolated tasks, we work holistically, partnering with you to actually engineer the full stack solution that's built to scale. We are not just a hands for hire, we're strategic thinkers integrating the actual marketing, sales, and operational system to solve the root problems and not symptoms. And where with business coaches, some might talk big picture, but they might leave you drowning in the day-to-day fires. Where we want to architect both the front end and the back end retention so you don't have to keep chasing leads or pushing through burnout. Because we want to focus on one thing, and that is building a sustainable, predictable machine that frees you from the grind that multiplies your revenue without actually multiplying your workload. Because we're not here just for another piece of the puzzle. We want to be the entire solution so you can sit back, relax, and actually let your business grow while you do the work that you enjoy. This system is built for anyone who actually wants the freedom to work a few hours and actually be able to do the work that lights them up. Me and my team are in the trenches every day, and we have the data and the real world results scaling a wide range of offers. And with our portfolio actually set to sell over $52 million a year. So yeah, we know that this works, which is why it blows my mind how many coaches still think that the answer to growth is hiring an internal marketing and sales team. Because, I mean, who wakes up thinking, you know what I need? I want more meetings, bigger payrolls, and a few extra gray hairs. It's like building your own bakery just because you want a loaf of bread when you could have just had it delivered to your door fresh. And now I've done it. I've sat through the endless meetings. I've built the teams. I've worn those big boss hats before. But you know what I realized? I'd rather wrap up work by lunchtime, pick up my kids from school, and hit the beach. And that's why I ditched out the grinded out empire model for a system that actually lets me and coaches that I work with live life on the damn terms that we want to as well. Because the only empire worth building is the one that doesn't have you chained to it. So you know the drill. Click the link, book in your free one-on-one demo, and we'll take it there for you.